A woman named Athena is at her desk, texting friends and sharing memes when the topic shifts to something called the manor and the hunt. On a plane, a stewardess leans toward a man and offers him caviar. He declines, listing off foods that can only be made in a real kitchen. When she tells him they can't make those on board, he gives a sarcastic reply and asks for champagne. She goes to get it, but as she returns to pour it, a disoriented man stumbles in, startling her and the other passengers. The champagne man warns that one of them is awake. An older man quickly steps in, claiming to be a doctor, and helps the staggering man lie on some towels, then unexpectedly stabs him. The injured man is still conscious, swinging a bottle around, until Athena enters and drives her stiletto into him. The group comments that the game hasn't even begun yet, but Athena calmly cleans her shoe and remarks that there's no place for sentiment in war. The older man drags the injured man into another part of the plane. He's still alive and calling for help from a blonde woman nearby, but she's unconscious. Later, that same blonde wakes up outdoors with a gag strapped to her mouth. She struggles to remove it, but fails. Across a stream, she spots another woman, also gagged, making a crude compass. The woman notices her, but walks off as a man passes behind the blonde. She follows the man to an open field where a huge crate sits in the middle. Others approach it too. One warns it's a trap, but the man opens it anyway while the rest take cover. A pig bursts out, and then he discovers a rack of weapons inside. Everyone rushes toward the crate, including the blonde. She finds a set of keys for the gags and frees one person. No one understands what's happening. Suddenly, gunfire erupts, and they all scramble for cover. The blonde thinks she's safe, but a bullet hits her. Another person fires back toward the source of the shots, but is quickly killed. As the rest hide, a woman bolts and falls into a ditch. A man runs to help, finding her impaled but still alive. They flee together until he steps on a landmine, killing them both. Another man escapes the gunfire, reaching a fence where he nearly shoots the crate opener until he realizes who it is. Two more people join them, and they all climb the fence except the crate man, who is struck by a spear. He tries to fight, but is killed moments later. The remaining three find a gas station run by a friendly-seeming couple. Blue Shirt insists they're not there to rob them. He just needs to know where they are. The couple tells him they're in Arkansas and lets him use the phone, assuring him the police will be on their way soon. But when the woman eats a cookie, she suddenly chokes, as if poisoned. Moments later, the couple dons gas masks and tosses a smoke grenade inside. Before Blue Shirt can act, the man shoots him dead. They suffocate another survivor with a grenade, then kill him as well. After venting the smoke, they clean up the mess and hide the bodies. The wife notices Blue Shirt's wedding ring and hesitates, but her husband dismisses her guilt, insisting the man was probably awful, maybe even racist. They bicker about the nuances of racism until a radio call comes in. The woman on the line praises their kills and warns that another target is heading their way. They prepare the station just before a woman named Crystal arrives. She asks for a pack of cigarettes and uses her emergency cash to pay. While getting her change, Crystal inquires about the state she's in. The woman answers, but Crystal senses danger and springs into action. She seizes the shotgun under the counter, kills the man first, and then the woman. Crystal searches the gas station, finding the hidden bodies. She pockets some rubber bands and ammunition, then sheds her jacket before leaving. Outside, she inspects a truck, noticing its license plates are fake, Croatian plates hidden beneath. She spots a tripwire tied to a bomb in the door. Listening to the radio she took, she hears the hunters looking for her, worried about losing contact with the couple. A drone is sent to scout the station, but is quickly shot down. The shooter smashes it further and approaches the truck. Crystal warns him it's booby-trapped and points out that firing at the drone gave away their position. Then, she heads off toward a set of train tracks she spotted earlier. The man follows her, saying he has a theory about why they're being hunted. He explains that he once read an article about a group of wealthy liberal elites who kidnap people and take them to a private estate to hunt them for sport. Crystal doesn't buy into his theory. Hearing a train in the distance, she tells him to run so they can catch it. They jump onto the train, and once inside, they discover a group of immigrants hiding. The man claims they're fake, crisis actors, but the immigrants don't speak English. Crystal once again doubts his ideas. Suddenly, the train stops and military police begin checking each compartment. Crystal and the man, along with the immigrants, give themselves up. As the officers search them, the man tells one of them that he and Crystal are American insisting the refugees are actually crisis actors. The officers don't understand English and step aside when suddenly one of the immigrants speaks to the man fluently in English with an American accent. He says no one believes his story, which makes the man panic. The immigrant tells him he's the only actor there and to calm down. The man lunges at him, shoving a grenade into his pants as everyone else takes cover. The man explodes. Crystal is next seen in a truck headed to a refugee camp. Once there, an officer asks for her papers. She asks where she is, and when they don't answer, she keeps guessing until she gets it right. Croatia. She asks them to call the U.S. Embassy, but instead they bring in Don, another person who is being hunted like her. They go to the camp's kitchen for food, while Don shares theories similar to the man's earlier claims. Then, an official from the American Embassy arrives to collect them. They ride with him through the woods. Don has told him everything, and the official appears shocked, promising to contact the State Department and the military to find their hunters. Crystal senses something is off, knocks him out, and pushes him from the car. She then reverses over him, killing him. Searching his jacket, she finds a gun. While she checks the trunk, Don panics about her killing the official, until he sees the dead body of the man who was with her earlier. Crystal also finds a map. Don believes they might be the last two survivors. He wants to drive away, but Crystal refuses, wanting to track down their hunters using the map. She shares a disturbing story her mother used to tell, when suddenly the pig shows up again. At the bunker, the hunters are chatting about political correctness. A soldier among them, acting as their consultant, tells them to keep quiet, but they mock him. Athena's voice comes over the radio, ordering silence. One of the hunters goes outside to relieve himself. Don distracts him with a pig, and Crystal kills him. Back inside, the group hears noises. The soldier gives instructions they barely follow. They're all tense, so when Don tosses the pig inside, they shoot it dead. One woman complains about killing the pig just before Crystal kills one of the men and opens fire on the rest. She incapacitates the soldier, then stabs the woman. She struggles with another man over a rifle, but he removes the ammo. Finding one bullet still in the chamber, she shoots him. She then takes out the sniper, leaving no one else standing, until the soldier attacks her. They fight, and she rips a pipe from the ceiling to beat him, sparing his life. The stabbed woman is still alive and calls her a hick. Crystal grabs a gun to finish her, but Don appears, picking up a weapon. Crystal tells him to ask the woman why they targeted them. She gives a foolish response, and Crystal moves to shoot her, but Don insists she be spared because she's a woman. Crystal asks if she deserves mercy for that reason. When a woman answers no, Crystal shoots her. Don panics, and Athena's voice comes over the radio, asking if he got Crystal. Crystal aims her gun at him. Don denies being one of them as Athena keeps asking questions. Athena orders Don to kill Crystal, but he begs her not to trust the voice on the radio. Crystal shoots him anyway. She tells Athena that Don is dead, and Athena invites her to come find her. Crystal sits beside the soldier, having a calm conversation before asking where Athena is. She tells him she's not giving up and presses hard on his wound until he reveals where the woman is hiding. He gives up the location, but warns her that the woman has been preparing for the hunt for months. Crystal kills him as well. A flashback to a year earlier takes us into Athena's office, where two company representatives are waiting to speak with her. They bring up a text message she sent about the hunt. Athena insists it was just a joke, but they inform her that some people actually believe it's real. Athena laughs it off, but the man presses the issue, calling it a potential PR disaster and saying she needs to step down from her role. Athena then asks for a list of the people spreading the conspiracy theory about her hunting humans. Another flashback, this time 8 months before the hunt, shows the group selecting who will participate. They struggle to choose, but Athena urges them to continue. Suddenly, a slide of Crystal appears, and the presenter reads her comments about Athena. Angered, Athena selects her to be the main target. Back in the present, Crystal approaches a large manor. Athena speaks to her over the intercom, warning that if she doesn't leave her gun at the gate, she'll detonate the C4 planted there. Crystal complies, leaving the weapon behind, and enters the grounds. Beethoven plays in the background as she cautiously steps inside and spots photographs of herself and others displayed on Athena's wall. Athena is in the kitchen cooking, waiting for her. She asks if Crystal killed Don, but doesn't confirm whether he was part of the group. Crystal admits she doesn't know who Athena is, and it appears Athena also doesn't know Crystal personally. They discuss the hunt, and Crystal mocks her for turning a false rumor into reality for the wrong reasons. It turns out Athena targeted the wrong person. The online posts that sparked Athena's anger were made by another woman named Crystal with the same last name. Once the truth comes out, Crystal seizes a knife and attacks. A fierce fight breaks out, both women evenly matched in strength and endurance. Crystal hurls anything she can at Athena, including an expensive bottle of champagne, which Athena manages to save. Crystal kicks her over the fireplace, but Athena grabs a shotgun and chases her upstairs. They wrestle for the weapon until Crystal pushes Athena down the stairs and leaps after her. Athena grabs a knife next and stabs Crystal. Their fight spills outside briefly before moving back into the kitchen, where Athena stabs Crystal with a vegetable cutter. As Athena kicks her away, Crystal pulls her in and drives the other side of the cutter into her. Athena dies, but Crystal survives. She stands, eats some toast, and uses a blowtorch to seal her wound. After cleaning herself up, she puts on one of Athena's dresses and a pair of her shoes. Before leaving, she takes the expensive champagne. Stepping outside, she spots Athena's private jet. Once aboard, she tells the stewardess and the pilot that she has killed their employers and threatens them with a gun, demanding they take her home. She settles into a seat while the stewardess prepares a snack and pours the champagne. Crystal then invites her to join her for food and drinks.